Hey Brody, it's beginning to feel a lot like October baseball.
This is what happens when you give a choir kid the mic. Let's roll
Okay.
it. Boom roasted. All right, Alex, what do we got?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Starting Two podcast. I'm Alex Desai. This is my co-host Brody Minnick. We're a couple guys out of Northern Virginia. Went to college at West Virginia, and we're gonna start the day off talking about a little college football. Brody, how's that sound?
Sounds great, man. Let's do it.
We had a weekday game to start off our slate. Florida State UVA. Let's hear it. What do you think?
Woo! Yeah, glad I got to watch this one. Offensive showdown. Not a lot of defense was played. And I'm not sure I expected a lot of defense out of these two teams. But FSU thus far, obviously we've talked about it. We've had those are they back moments, and they definitely are better than they were, right? Already over their win totals from last season. Tommy Castellanos looks great most of the time, using his legs and arm. But Virginia, wow, I didn't expect this. Alex didn't expect this. I don't think a lot of UVA fans expected this. So on one hand, you can say UVA's got a pretty solid team. They're able to move the ball. They are now, I believe, 4-1. So I don't know. Maybe UVA has a team this year that's ready to compete. But either way, huge win, and it's a huge loss for Florida State, especially looking at the rankings. Obviously, we talk about rankings don't really matter until you get to the last, home stretch of the season, really. But it does give you a foreshadow of, maybe what's to come, because they got shot down in the rankings. There's a lot of teams that made some moves this week, but I'm talking like Florida State's now behind Alabama, who they beat. They're still behind LSU. It was a huge, huge dip, and not what you want to see from a program that really had a lot of hope for the first 3 weeks. And obviously a big loss. But you know what? They still played well. It was just a hard-fought game, and probably the quickest field rush I've ever seen in my life. Somebody needs to check in on Squirrel White. Not sure if he lived through that one, but it was exciting, really exciting. So
You want my analysis of this game?
go for it, man.
Virginia got lucky. Florida State got robbed. Nobody likes Cavalier football. It's a piss poor college. They're dog. Nothing good about them. Go Virginia Tech. Go Hokies. All
So,
right.
wait, let's talk about. I'm assuming you're talking about the catch in the end zone, right? The one that was called
I
incomplete.
didn't watch the game. Man.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. So, for everyone watching, there was a very controversial play that was a touchdown. It would have been a touchdown in the overtime. It was really tough to decide because it's truly like I'm watching the replay on the TV and everything, but it was also like I genuinely didn't know. It could have gone either way. It was bobbled up and down. He did have a foot down and two fingers on the ball, but it was one of those where like it's thrown him and it's like hot potato and then it bobbled out. So they ended up he didn't have full control, which I agree with, and it didn't roll with Florida State's way. They did. I don't know, tough loss. Yeah, so I would gladly take Virginia Tech. This is our differences here, but Alex is a strong. It's the same way with me with Alabama. So
Well, you're speaking about Alabama. Let's go ahead and talk about the Bama Georgia game. Ty
woo.
Simpson balled out, led Alabama to a nice win against Georgia. Alabama shoots up the meaningless rankings. Let's see what you got to say.
Yeah, like you said, shoot up the meaningless rankings. I didn't expect anything less, and obviously last week I picked Alabama to win because they've looked great ever since week one. And I think week one was even a little fluky, out of character. I don't think it's still. We all know it's not the same Bama as maybe even 3 years ago. But Ty Simpson looks comfortable. But I will say in SEC play, if they're not able to score in the second half, it's going to be tough. So not only did they almost blow it, and they very well could have blown it, two really poor decisions by Kirby Smart on a 4th and 1 inside your red zone territory. Kick the field goal. They could have tied the game, right?
Yeah.
You can tie the game. It's 24-21, and he goes for it inside their 20. I don't know what else you want me to say. I know you're trying to play big football. I know you're trying to win. Well, let me tell you, that's how you win. You get points on the board. Everybody knows that. There's a certain point where maybe you're tied. You really want to go for it, right? I don't know, dude. You got to get there first. It's like he's thinking 2 steps ahead. Why don't we think on the step we're on? Two huge, costly coaching decisions. Georgia, I mean, they fought back. They fought hard. Got to give credit to Alabama. They pulled out the win. So,
Kalen DeBoer for Coach of the Year, maybe?
yeah, that's not happening. But, well, you watch. I guess he will. I don't know. But they're going to have to keep this consistent pace strong because obviously riding high after a win. I'm curious to see how Georgia rebounds, right? Because Georgia is dominantly owned by Alabama over the last,
Half decade.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And to think how many good Georgia teams there have been is what's crazy. So we'll see how they bounce back.
And we said coach of the year is Dan Lanning the coach of the year. Oregon Penn State happened this weekend. Game of the week. Game goes to overtime. Oregon wins 30-4 against Penn State. Drew Aller throws an interception. I know he'd been clamoring to throw one all night. He finally did in overtime, and Penn State goes down at the night whiteout game, which apparently didn't help. Tough ride. Oregon led initially at 17-3 at one point, and it just felt like they were the better team. Dan Lanning said, "It's donezo. It's over. It's over." Penn State does claw back. They make it competitive. It goes to overtime. Penn State did show some fight, but Oregon ultimately prevails in overtime. Give me your rundown, Brody.
Yeah. So Dan Lanning might not be Vince Carter, but he is Dan Lanning, and he might be on some coke. I don't know. I don't know if you saw that interview after. Whatever he's doing, it's working. But yeah, he got a little coke jaw going on there. Great coach. That's all I have to say. He got the win. He is obviously very composed. He knows what he wants out of his team. And yeah, a few things to touch on. Obviously, you said Drew Aller looking for his first interception of the game, almost as if it was a touchdown for him. There's another quarterback that we'll get to in a second that is easy comparison to Drew Aller. But Drew Aller is, this is fourth year playing, and there has been no climb, right? It's either been stagnant, the same, a little bit of regression in some places, but everybody knows he has the talent. He's a big, strong quarterback, good throwing mechanics. I just don't understand what doesn't click, right? And I think part of it is reading the field. It's a lot of mental game, right? I'm not worried about the physical aspects. If I'm an NFL scout, which obviously he's looking forward now, that's his plan. I see the tangibles where I'm like, okay, this is a guy I could take in the first round, right? He's built like an NFL quarterback. And then you watch the play and you're like, I just don't get it, right? Like if Alex told me how good if you were a Penn State fan, you're like, Drew Aller is the man, dude. He's really good. I would watch a Penn State game and go, I don't get it, right? The same as Garrett Nussmeier, which we'll get to in a second. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a James Franklin problem at this point. If you think about hey, go back to James Franklin. If you think about the quarterbacks that have gone through Penn State, Trace McSorley, absolute GOAT, Briarwoods High School legend, some great years, right, with Saquon Barkley, but it's just kind of been a roller coaster at quarterback. In Penn State, that's the one thing they've always been missing. They always have a stellar defense. They've always got the running backs. No wide receivers, apparently. As I mentioned, still looking like the tight end being the top option. I don't know if that's got to be recruiting or just the style of play, maybe. Maybe Drew Aller loves throwing to tight ends. But there's just not a lot that I'm seeing where it's like, once again, why are they the number 3 team in the country right now? And I'm not going to say they didn't play well against Oregon. They did. But as you mentioned, they're down 17-3 at one point. So their defense held up magnificently through, I'll say like 3 quarters. But once the defense is back out there on the field, right, 80% of the game, 75% of the game, you're looking at your offense and you're like, you got to do something. You're poking it with the stick. Come on, do something. But one more final touch. They got to overtime. And I think it was right before overtime. Horrible targeting penalty that wasn't called, and I'll put it up here for you guys for reference. I mean, his mission was to take the guy's head off, and I don't understand. Me and Alex have seen in the past 3 weeks of football, there's been a lot of targeting penalties. There's been ones where like it might happen so quickly that both players get up and you don't even see it. Meanwhile, they go back and call it targeting, and you're like, okay, well, I don't really understand what targeting is anymore, but you're like, okay, I get it, right? Crown of the helmet, but like anywhere really here. And what they did for this Penn State player, as you see, is they called it the hairline. And what I don't understand is he clearly head down, goes to the Oregon player, and his head goes backwards. And they say because they touched face masks like they were kissing, that wasn't targeting. So it's the safety of the players, man. Like, how can you let that go on as official? I hope somebody's penalized for that horrible missed call. And once again, it's all about the safety of the players, and they love to say that until it comes to a call that they don't like. So, props to Oregon. So
It looked like a dolphin dive. I mean,
yeah, it was bad. Yeah. I mean the whole like, and what's funny is they were playing at Penn State, so the crowd reaction after they said no targeting, there wasn't even really celebrating. It was just kind of mild because I think everybody probably knew it was targeting, and they're like, sweet, like you can't deny that it's not targeting. So whatever. Let's move on.
You touched on a quarterback that was similar to Drew Aller this past weekend. I'm gonna guess it was Garrett Nussmeier of your LSU Tigers. LSU did not keep their undefeated record against Ole Miss Lane Kiffin. What happened? What went wrong? I know you were sending me some texts during the game, practically losing all hope. This is the worst team I've ever seen. I hate my quarterback. He's never getting drafted. This is just hopeless. So tell us how you really feel, Brody.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you trying to cover me during the game. It was hard. It was really hard, guys. So I'm going to start this off here, okay? Now, it might look like me and Alex are a couple of players. We've had our fair share of breaking some hearts. But I'm just going to say it now. But I'm just going to say it now. Okay? I'm a tender little guy. All right? I've had my heart broken more than once. Yeah, it's true, it's happened. Alex, I don't know if you've been through the same. Some heartbroken moments, yeah. But I'm confident in this. There is no worse feeling than your ranked team losing to a team that you hate. That trumps all heartbreak in my life. All of it's flushed away. Now I'm focused on LSU. The pain and sorrow, especially after the first 30 minutes of the game is over, where you sit there and you feel like a total loser because you're watching grown men on a field play football. Look, I can't explain it. It's horrible. So I hope all of those who are watching never have to experience that, but I'm sure you have. Horrible. Terrible. LSU's defense looks great, right? They contained, to the best of their ability, a running quarterback. Obviously, Ole Miss has been doing some quarterback switching, but, it's working. So, I don't know. When you put your defense, once again, put your defense back on the field 80% of the game, they're going to get tired, right? They're going to be in bad positions. Garrett Nussmeier looks terrible. And this is a guy that he did look good last year at moments. He really did. Now, there's those boneheaded mistakes that you look at and you're like, that's got to change, right? So I thought he would take that year 2 jump that Joe Burrow did, that Jaden Daniels did. No, he's gotten worse. What's even worse is he looks like he's injured, and they keep saying that he might be injured. And I'm like, okay, if he's injured, why are you playing him? Your star quarterback is injured. He can't play. Michael Van Buren, there's a former SEC starting quarterback at Mississippi State on our roster, right? He's played a little time in garbage time, so I just don't understand. It's like, would you not take the guy who maybe could bring a little life, right? He can run. At what point in the game, Alex, do you look at your roster and say something's got to change, right? There has to be a change. We're losing right now, and we're ranked number 4 in the country. So what can we do to make this spark of offense, right? I've seen it before. Texas A&M last year versus LSU, they put in Marcel Reed for the first time. And guess what? Marcel Reed is now the starter, and Connor Wigman transferred. So it's those kind of changes. And it's not that I don't love Garrett Nussmeier. I think he has the skills to be an NFL quarterback. He has those moments where it's pro ready. And then he has those other moments where it's like absolute, I'm astounded, right? He plays like me on Madden, okay? Picks left and right, horrible decisions, underthrown. And I love Garrett Nussmeier. I want him to be so good, right? But it's frustrating, right? It's frustrating as a diehard LSU fan watching that. And it's got to be frustrating as a college football fan to watch a quarterback not succeed that's supposed to be good. And there's been a lot of poor quarterback play across the board this season, right? Now that you have Cade Klubnik, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, the list can go on. There's just been bad quarterback play from these guys that are supposed to be there. Right? And instead you have Dante Moore. Now we have a Chambliss playing for Ole Miss. Chambliss is looking good, dude. And then you have Marcel Reed. You have these guys that are just like, they weren't projected to be like amazing. I mean, look at Lenore Sellers. He's even dipping. So I don't know what's going on. There's something in the Kool-Aid this year, but these quarterbacks that are supposed to be showing up just aren't showing up. So give me a review on that, Alex.
Too much pressure, man. And maybe they're going through some heartbreak of their own,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know.
Maybe some mountains are high enough. It's unfortunate. Obviously, you want to see these players evolve, develop, get better. But it's funny, I can't speak to Garrett Nussmeier because I don't know exactly what LSU's wide receiver room is. But there's a trend with a lot of Big Ten quarterbacks. And I think about the fact that, how many quarterbacks that have gotten drafted out of the Big Ten have never really had the big seasons, but get drafted high in the NFL and then end up playing well. I think that college maybe just doesn't suit them, their style of play. They're maybe more poised than they should be, but they don't feel the need to attack downfield at all times like a traditional West Coast offense. So maybe that's Drew Aller, maybe that's Garrett Nussmeier, maybe that's Cade Klubnik. It's not Cade Klubnik. Clemson, we're not Clemson fans here, by the way.
Yeah.
Still not particularly keen on them, but I think there's maybe a bit of timid nature in some of these quarterbacks, and I don't know if that'll translate to the NFL. Usually these guys that have discipline will be fine, but it's kind of difficult to decipher which is which when you're comparing these college quarterbacks. So hopefully they can get it together, but I won't say that I'm much of a negative Nancy when it comes to Drew Aller playing poorly. I don't really care. Obviously, Brody cares about Garrett Nussmeier and LSU because of his ties, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, all I have to say is the rankings are still stupid. There was a lot of weird mumbo jumbo this week. Not only with LSU. LSU loses, which I don't think they were the fourth best team in the country. They're absolutely a top 10 team when they play like it, but they swapped Ole Miss and LSU evenly. A loss by 5 on the road drops you 13 to that spot, and Ole Miss really gets the 4 spot. I don't think Ole Miss is the fourth best team in the country. Nobody thinks that. One of my best friends is an Ole Miss grad. He doesn't even think that. He was shocked to see that. Penn State still in the top 10, and I know they lost to a top 10 opponent. Come on. There's no good wins on the scoreboard, man. And you also got to look at these wins as like, okay, they might have lost. How well did they play in the loss, right? Penn State didn't play well at all, right? They might have showed up at the end of the game, but guess what? It's a 4-quarter game. And for that case, it was technically 5 quarters. So, I don't know. But none of the rankings matter until we get later in the season, but something to keep your eye on. And I know that you said the wide receiver room for LSU. It's stacked. It always is. LSU doesn't struggle with receivers. They're one of the fastest wide receiver rooms. So it's either a Nussmeier problem, or I have seen a lack of separation, something that Brian Thomas, Neighbors have been able to get in the past 2 years. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Landry, all these guys been able to create their own separation. So I need like Aaron Anderson, Barrion Brown, these guys that are speedy, 4-3 guys to really create that space. And it's a team effort. So enough about that. I'm still heartbroken, but we move on to a bye week this next week for LSU, and then a big game for South Carolina LSU in 2 weeks. So that'll be a good one to cover.
All right, Brody. We're going to sandwich some football with some baseball. Postseason baseball started yesterday.
Yes,
This
it did.
is being recorded on Wednesday, October 1st. Hopefully, we'll have this out by Friday. But we got some postseason baseball to talk about. Tigers, Guardians, Cubs, Padres, Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Reds. What do you got to say, Brody? Let's hear what you got.
Let's see. I think we might have some winners by when the episode's coming out. Yeah. So this wild card weekday, good so far. We had a late game with the Dodgers last night. I'm getting notifications when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Shohei Ohtani, multiple home run game. Alex and I talked about it. Dominant showing. Reds, didn't quite show up last night. So we'll see if they can put in a little more effort to really win game 2, as it's a 3-game series, best of 3. I watched most of the Yankees Red Sox game as a an Orioles fan, 2 teams that I primarily have a dislike for. It's like asking me to pull for, I don't even know, dude. I can't even put it into words. I absolutely hate these teams. But if I was pulling for one, I think I pulled for the Red Sox. I'm just a little bit tired, frankly, of the Yankees, and I don't know how you can't get tired of the Yankees. But good game. And obviously Bregman delivering the game-winning hit to bring him up, put him up a little cushion room. Bregman being an LSU graduate. It's cool to see former players always showing out, but I don't know. The Yankees gotta do something. They had bases loaded, and they couldn't do anything with it. Chapman came in, still throwing over 100 at his age. It was very impressive, but man, it was 3 hits off the bat. Three hits to load the bases. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, great. Yankees are going to win this game. They closed it out. The Red Sox did it. They closed it out. So that's game 1. This is going to be a good series. If everything was played like last night, it's going to be a good series. You never know with these 2 teams. They both can have the slugger mentality, especially the Yankees. Got the big bats, but it's not always going to win you the games. Got to have consistent play. And as far as the Cubs game, I didn't get to watch the Cubs game, but we talked about how the Cubs pulled that one out. And I say, is this the year for the Cubbies, man? Is this ending another drought? That would be cool. I've always had a little soft spot for the Cubs in my heart. Who doesn't like the Cubs? I don't know. You might hate the Cubs, but yeah. So Alex hates the Cubs, but I love the Cubs because if you guys have ever seen Rookie of the Year, that's one of my favorite baseball movies, and he plays for the Cubs. So anyways, Alex, let me hear your rundown of. I know we had another game with the Padres, so let me hear a little bit about what you thought.
Yes, other game is Tigers Guardians. Tarek Skubal shoved. We had a conversation last week about the importance of starting pitching in a bullpen, and if anything, opening day of playoff baseball proved is that starting pitching is prominent. Tarek Skubal, 7 2/3, 14 strikeouts. Garrett Crochet, 7 2/3, 11 strikeouts. Max Fried pitched into the 7th inning, 7 strikeouts, I believe. Nick Pivetta, 5 innings, 9 strikeouts. Matthew Boyd, 4 2/3. Just all these pitchers just going to work. Blake Snell, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. Hunter Green struggling, leading to the Dodgers getting too big of a lead, and it demoralizes a team. So that we had an argument about last week, the starting pitcher. versus the bullpen importance in playoffs. And this proves to me the importance of the starting pitcher. The starting pitcher also, Garrett Crochet threw 117 pitches against the Yankees.
Yeah,
That's what makes it.
Were you shocked to see him go that far in the game?
Not at all. If I'm Alex Cora, and turns out he made the right decision, or the decision worked out. It's up in the air to see if he made the right decision. I let him go another batter. Obviously, Chapman gets out of the jam with Caballero, but then struggles a little bit against the top of the order, Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger. When he was first coming out of the pen, a little bit of pitch comm issues, which is the pitch calling device. He was throwing 95, 96. Still has life to it. I mean, he's an absolute animal on the mound. Next inning, he gets into his 100. Gets into his 101. So I don't know exactly how that would have played out, but I really enjoy the fact that managers let their starting pitchers go. There's going to be some talk about whether Aaron Boone should have let Max Fried go. I think a decision to take a pitcher out, whether that's Max Fried, Garrett Crochet, Tarek Skubal, regardless, is I know that I'm going to need this pitcher. And the Yankees, when Aaron Boone took out Max Fried, were up. They were winning. Anthony Volpe's solo home run. They were winning, and they know, hey, Max Fried is going to be our wagon this postseason if we're going to win this game. I can't tax his arm now. He's already pitched a full season, okay? He was our ace this full season, went 19-5, sub-3 ERA. I can't let him stay out here this entire time. When our bullpen this year has had question marks this entire time, I can't tax the bullpen. And obviously, I mean, you put the bullpen in a position to where they can compromise the game, which is unfortunate for the Yankees. But it's a really tough call. I don't blame Aaron Boone. I think Max Fried was at 102 pitches. But yeah, I think the playoffs are off to a great start. A lot of close games. Dodgers Reds was not a close game until the end. It was 5-10 in the top of the eighth. Tyler Stevenson had a chance against Jack Dreyer, bases loaded to put the game within one, strike him out. And that's more or less the game. Teoscar Hernandez, 2 home runs for the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani, 2 home runs for the Dodgers. Tommy Edman goes back-to-back with Teoscar. Yeah, great day of playoff baseball. A lot of low scoring. If you're betting, take the under. If you're betting on player props for pitchers, take the over for strikeouts.
Hey, this is where that power comes into play. And you look at these rosters and you're like, okay, who's got the powers? Because we last week we talked a little bit about good baseball, getting on base, doing your part, getting the hits, right? It's not always about the power, but when you do have the power, is it coming through? And I also want to transition that to the Yankees one more time. You talked about Max Fried having outstanding showing, 4 hits given up, but 0 runs. How hurtful it is to lose that kind of game, right? Obviously 2 runs given up after him when he comes out. It's got to hurt. It stings, right? You put your ace in, he pitches a phenomenal game, and ultimately end up with the loss. But who does that blame go to? I got to put it on the Yankees batters, man. You can't put up 1 run with that roster. The Yankees have a great roster. They do. And, I talk about it with the Orioles all the time. You have these all-star caliber players, MVP caliber players that just don't show up, right? Now it's just 1 game. Okay, they have 2 more games to play if they win, obviously. But, you got to put up the runs. And you got to do your part. And the Dodgers did that last night. They showcased why they are one of the best teams in baseball when it comes down to it. And yeah, I do agree, as you know, starting pitching in the playoffs specifically is very important. But I do want to announce that it is very important to have the closer. It's a mix, right? Because you have Chapman. I thought Chapman was going to blow it, dude. I'm like, holy crap. Crochet pitches a masterful game, as you talked about, 11 Ks. But then you have Chapman, let's say he blows it. Oh, it's all forgotten about. Crochet won't be talked about. But now you have this thing where it's like, obviously doing the majority of the lifting. But then Chapman comes in at the older age he is and closes things out, right? Does exactly what he's paid to do. So I'm not even a fan of Chapman. He's been through some stuff in his career, struck out fair share of my players that I root for. But at the end of the day, he's still throwing over 100. He still gets the job done. It's really cool. And one more thing, you talked about the pitch comm. I just want to say, did Nolan Ryan have any of that? Did Randy Johnson have any of that? Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Anyways, that's the modern sport for you. You get it. But yeah, I'm excited to see this slate of games. And as we talked about Friday, when this episode comes out, there will be winners, won't there?
I believe so. Also, did Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson have people banging on trash cans in the dugout?
You know what? I don't want to hear it. You know what? Did any of them kill a bird accidentally? Which, by the way, one of the greatest clips of all time still. I saw a picture one time that was Randy Johnson and Ozzy Osbourne taking a picture together. And it said, it's a bad day to be something that flies in this room. As we know with Ozzy Osbourne biting a bat and Randy Johnson killing whatever kind of bird that was. So yeah, great baseball memory.
Two turtle doves and a partridge in a...
And a fastball down the heart. That's how that
Yeah,
goes.
so touched on a bit of the games. Let's touch on some managers. We
Mm-hmm.
lost a couple managers today. That sounds grim. A couple managers
Peace
got
up.
relieved of their duties, either
What's
fired or
up?
mutually parted ways. For the Texas Rangers, Bruce Bochy decided to mutually part ways with the Texas Rangers. Obviously, he's getting up in age. He 3 World Series championship with the Rangers against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Good ball club, but haven't lived up to expectations. A lot of their heavy price tag players are injured, and their young guys aren't making the impact that they would like. And Bruce Bochy and ownership decide to part ways. Thoughts, brother?
It's tough. It's tough. We talked about Gundy last week getting fired after 21 seasons. So Bochy, obviously a seasoned veteran. He's 70 years old. Legendary coach. You know, this is a guy that me and Alex have watched our entire childhood, growing up. Obviously, World Series with the Giants, right? How many did he have with the Giants? 3. So back with Buster Posey and the Panda, huh? So I don't know. It's tough when you get there. It's a little bit like somebody like Buck Showalter, say, whenever he was coaching the Orioles, an older coach that you know someday is just going to have to hang him up. Do you think this is a good way to hang him up, or you think he's going to try to find somewhere else? Personally, I think he should. I would hang it up if I were him. He's had a storied career, legendary career. Obviously, the Rangers, it's just not what they want right now, especially after going to the World Series 2 years ago. You know, I talked about it last week. Brandon Hyde getting fired. Under 50 games in the season, and he had just gone to the playoffs. So it's just decisions that have to be made. It's a business. So do you think Bochy's going to try and coach anywhere else?
Candidly, I thought he was over when he left the Giants. I didn't think he should have gone back to the Rangers, and sure enough, first year with the Rangers, he wins it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this is probably time for him to hang up. I think he'll take a page out of Tony La Russa's book and try and maybe let's call it quits. Great manager, great guy, super big for his players, always rallying behind them. But you mentioned Buster Posey, who former future Hall of Fame catcher for the San Francisco Giants, back when Bruce Bochy managed with them. Buster Posey is now the president of baseball operations for the San Francisco Giants, who just made a decision to fire Bob Melvin, who was the former
Mm-hmm.
manager of the Giants. While Bruce Bochy's departure was more civil, Bob Melvin did not see the same. His dismissal was performance related, and he did not live up to the hype in San Francisco with all the talent that was around there. What do you got, bro?
2 seasons, 161, 163, the record. So, you know, San Francisco is a team that has had some historic seasons, some legendary play. That's not what it was in 2 seasons. So it's one of those things. Again, it's a business. Sorry, got to cut ties. And now they're on their journey to find the next guy. So can they get back to their World Series roots, in which we just talked about with Bruce Bochy? I don't know. You know, they're one of the many teams in the MLB that's going to have to, go through an extensive search to find the right guy for that team. Because you do need a guy that, number one, rallies the baseball team. And you got to have somebody that is really, really well with the players, right? We talked about how good he is with the players, but it takes it's a multifaceted thing. And when you look at, let's take Brandon Hyde for the Orioles. I like Brandon Hyde, but there was always something that I was like, he's not a guy that's going to come out in a press conference and say something real wild, right? Very rare, very quiet guy. That works. That can work. But you also, like, I kind of, as a fan, I wanted to see the intensity sometimes, right? I'm like, okay, either we won a huge game, we lost a big game. It was kind of the same, right? You put on the face and it's like, yeah, well, we played well, or, yep, we didn't get the job done. So you want to see the fire, right? You got to have somebody that is equally willing to fire up your team, work well with the players, and ultimately get the job done. So we have a lot of searching. I know the Nats and the Orioles both are going coaching searching this year. I know Mansolini's going to stay on the staff of the Orioles, and I think he'll probably be considered to take the head coaching job. But yeah, for the Giants, they got to get back to their years of the past of winning. So didn't get the job done. Sorry, Bob.
We touched on Bruce Bochy, Bob Melvin. We're going to finish up with Rocco Baldelli and Brian Snitker, managers of the Twins and the Braves, both let go as well. Both with significant playoff ties. The Twins were very good under the live ball, the steroid ball, or whatever it's called, juice ball era. Yeah. When the home run rates were through the roof. Brian Snitker, obviously a World Series winner with the Atlanta Braves in 2022, did not live up to the hype this year. Braves had a massive letdown of a year. Obviously, Ronald Acuna Jr. was hurt to begin the year, but Still lots of talent on that team. Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies, Michael Harris, Marcelo Ozuna from the Braves, Chris Sale, Spencer Strider, but it was kind of a letdown for the Braves, so that seems like a fitting departure, and a very impressive tenure from Ryan Snicker, whereas Rocco Baldelli had a very impressive tenure with the Twins as well. A long tenured manager for the Twins. Went to the playoffs numerous times under them. Could not really make it past the Yankees. Back when the Yankees were just blasting home runs, it seemed like once an inning. But we wish these guys, if they'd like to get back into baseball, the best of luck if they do so. Cheers and jeers.
Yep, it's a farewell moment. That's another coach for the Twins. I believe 7 seasons, right? Somewhere around there, 7 seasons. Team win 100 games, over 100 games, and then it just never quite got back to that level. Maybe a few seasons too many. I don't know. It's one of those things. At a certain point, you got to think: are they getting the job done? Right? Is this our guy? And obviously not. So, like you said, cheers to all those. A lot of great careers, but it's time to go fishing, man. Got to find another coach, specifically for our 2 teams as well. That's going to be a big thing to watch out for.
Absolutely. We said we'd be sandwiching baseball with football. We already talked about college football. We just got through with the meat and lettuce of baseball. Let's go talk about some NFL football, and I'll give you a quick rundown of the week, and then Brody and I will talk about some important games, all right? Starting off on Thursday night, it was the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Seahawks came out to a big lead early. Cardinals rallied back. Seahawks and Jackson Smith-Njigba made some clutch catches down the stretch and overcame the Cardinals' comeback. Vikes Steelers. Obviously, we see what Brody's wearing right now. Steelers defense played much better. Lots of sacks, couple picks. DK Metcalf was running like he was getting ready for the Olympics. Justin Jefferson had a good game for the Vikings. Carson Wentz showed that he's still a gunslinger, but still has a miss every now and then. Good game for the Steelers. They're now 3-1. Commanders Falcons. Commanders go down 34-27. Obviously, Virginia roots for the both of us, so we've got a lot of Commanders fans. Michael Penix Jr. rallied, played much better. Jaden Daniels did not play this game. Marcus Mariota did his best to try and recoup what they could not get with Jaden Daniels on the field. Deebo Samuel scored a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 100 yards receiving. I believe over 5 yards a carry as a running back. And
yeah, he had around 70, 75, or 76, something like that.
Falcons offense came to play, and they did a great job, and good win for them. 2-2 for them. Bills and Saints, that's a no-show. Saints actually held up their side not too bad, but Bills obviously too talented of a team, too strong of an offense to lose that game. Bills are undefeated and are one of 2 undefeated teams in football. Browns Lions. Joe Flacco, get the fuck out of here. Lions offense played fantastic again. Browns were lackluster, and we'll be seeing Dylan Gabriel next week. And Lions are now 3-1, while the Browns are 1-3. Panthers Pats, don't want to talk about it. Panthers suck. Patriots, what a great game. Drake May played really well. And that's all I have to say about that, because the Panthers have nothing good for me to say about them. Chargers Giants. Is it Jackson Dart season or what? How about that?
Man.
Cam Scatterbo?
Hey, man.
I mean,
Come on now.
It was a great game. We talked about Ole Miss earlier. We'll probably talk about them again. Jackson Dart leads the Giants to a 21-18 win over the Chargers. Cam Scatterbo. I refuse to call him Cam Scatterbo. It sounds dumb. Hopefully that's not how it's pronounced. We will fix that if it is. But Cam Scatterbo sounds so much cooler. Cam Scatterbo got the rock 25 times. Has dirt on his jersey, even though that field is a turf field. Don't know how that works, but that's a testament to how forceful a runner he is. On to the next one. Eagles Bucks. Eagles are the other team that are undefeated now. This game was 31-25. Safety at the end of the game. Eagles are the most boring undefeated team in football, or just maybe the most boring team in general. Jalen Hurts, despite having a phenomenal first half, goes 0 for 8 in the second half. Bucks try and claw back, just aren't enough. Titans Texans, who gives a shit? Cam Ward, bust. Texans, CJ Stroud, finally get back in the win column. 26-0 Texans. Colts Rams, game of the week maybe. I don't know, maybe it's not, because we had a tie. I know Brody and I are going to talk about this. Rams played great. Puka Nacua is looking like wide receiver 1 in the league. Tutu Atwell with a clutch touchdown down the stretch. And the Rams pull out a win against the Colts. Jags, 49ers. The Jags, out of nowhere. Where are they coming? They're beating up on the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers are not good enough. Brock Purdy, in his first game back from injury, played a little sloppy, and the Jags get the job done. Ravens, Chiefs. We all thought this was the game of the week. Wrong. Patrick Mahomes outduels Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry does not show up. Xavier Worthy in his first game back from a dislocated shoulder plays lights out. 83 receiving yards, over 30 rushing yards, and a couple end arounds. Chiefs put up 37 on the Ravens. Bears Raiders. Caleb Williams comes up clutch. 25-20 gets me a little bit of coin with his pass yards down the stretch. Ashton Genty finally comes back to life. He gets to finally use his stance again in the backfield and shows why he was a first-round pick and why he was so highly touted in the first round going in the top 10. Packers-Cowboys. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. Micah Parsons returns back to the big star in Dallas. 40-40 tie. It was a great game. Really fun watch, but you never want to see a game end in a tie. George Pickens, Dak Prescott came to play. Romeo Doubs, Jordan Love came to play. Josh Jacobs came to play. Just no defense came to play. Micah Parsons got a sack that was meaningless. It was a 0-yard sack, and it shouldn't be scored a sack. Monday Night Football was horrible. It was absolutely atrocious. NFL here. Starting Two Podcast is going to give you a quick little information check here. Stop putting 2 games on Monday Night Football. It sucks.
Please,
okay?
stop.
We don't want to watch that. We really don't. And just because you have 2 games on the schedule doesn't mean we're now going to double watch it. Jets Dolphins, who gives a was it a good game? Kinda, maybe. 21-27. Dolphins prevailed. Tyreek Hill's leg exploded, but nobody cares about 2-0-3 teams, so sorry. Bengals Broncos. Bo Nix absolutely diced up the Bengals defense. Joe Burrow obviously still hurt. Jake Browning comes in, does not play well. 28 Broncos, and I believe that is our week of NFL football.
Hey, Alex Desai right there. Masterful rundown, man. You need that little NFL theme. All right, guys, let's get this over with.
Scatabo.
Did you hear that? Wow, they could not have picked a worse voice for that. So we're rolling with Scatabo, I guess, from Human Voice Cam Scatabo pronunciation on YouTube. Sweet. Yeah, so as we talked about, Seahawks Cardinals, really good game. What happened to Marvin Harrison Jr.? Even with the big plays, they can be negated by some just, I don't even know. Did him and Quentin Johnston switch bodies? I don't know. Have you guys ever seen Thunderstruck, the movie with Kevin Durant and that one kid who switched bodies? It's just like that. I don't know. But it's weird. He's still obviously playing well in some moments, but it's like first half of that game, man, Marvin Harrison Jr. was struggling. Steelers obviously pulled out a big win over in Ireland. First NFL game played in Ireland, really cool. Woke up at 9 for it, and it was a good game, right? Steelers came to play, almost blew it at the end. Had a little bit of issues. Classic Mike Tomlin after an onside kick. We are on the Vikings side of the football field, 4th and 1, 4th and inches, and we decide to punt the ball. So I don't know. It worked out, but that could have been bad. And I don't know if I would have rather played J.J. McCarthy or Carson Wentz. I think they are both about the same for me. So, yikes. We'll go to Chargers-Giants. Yeah, Jackson Dart, not the most stellar showing, but, he got the win. He got to run the ball a little bit. Obviously, a touchdown on the ground, touchdown through the air. He got the win done. Justin Herbert just lost Madison Beer. She's gone, dude. So, yeah, Justin Herbert looked a little lost. Malik Neighbors, obviously, prayers up, dude. What a talent. Sucks. Get rid of the turf. It's taken multiple ACLs. Rodgers, Odo Beckham, Neighbors, Mekhi Becton. There's just been numerous injuries on that field. Please change the turf. It doesn't help. You're hearing it from the players. You might want to take that as a PSA. Then we'll go to Eagles-Bucks. Eagles-Bucks was a great game. We have to talk about the fake tush push with the touchdown to Saquon Barkley. Maybe they heard our podcast and were like, you know what? You're right. It is boring. Let's change it. No, they're still going to run the tush push, but they did a little trickier with it. Got to respect it. Saquon Barkley looks terrible. It's not him himself. He looks terrible. We are now at the point where Saquon Barkley's fighting to get 50 yards in a game. I don't know. They'll figure it out, I'm sure, but the Eagles' offense looks terrible, and they're still scoring 30 points a game. I don't know. Jalen Hurts.
Did you sneeze?
I did. So,
bless.
Yeah, it sounds like a horse. Cool. So anyways, Jalen Hurts, there's not much to say. As you talked about, one of the most boring offenses, the most boring undefeated team. Alex, you have a question? Alex got the hand raised, everybody. I wonder if they can see that.
No, it was just me being like, I want to interject for this one when you're done. Okay.
So Jalen Hurts looks absolutely boring as a quarterback. Most boring undefeated team in the NFL. As we talked about, there's 2 left, but they keep winning. They keep getting the job done. If you have A.J. Brown on fantasy, go ahead and trade him, get rid of him, do whatever you can to save your fantasy at this point. I do want to touch real quickly on a really poor decision that Alex made me choose. I didn't start Trey Benson. but boy, was that a flop. So hopefully nobody in your league picked him up. I hope you did, and I hope you started him. Bad fantasy take. It's okay. We've been there. I did pick him up, but he's on my bench, so you never know. Sorry, man. Panthers. Bills, sloppy win.
Brody, I've got breaking news.
Oh, you have breaking news. Okay, let's hear it, Alex.
Lamar Jackson doubtful for next week.
Is that just now?
Yes.
No way.
Did you know what sucks about that?
What sucks about that?
Lamar Jackson.
You know, I know a really good player you can pick up. Have you tried Trey Benson? Hey, man, have you tried picking up Dylan Gabriel?
Have you tried
Lamifis Squall?
Have you tried Cedric Highsmith, Duke University?
What's it called?
University.
Hold up, give me a second. I now need to find.
Well, yeah.
Jack Marius Tech Theratrix, West Virginia University.
Dude, so good. That Key and Peele, that skit is so good. John Smith, BYU. Classic. Yeah, so jumping back into it. There it is. The Selly. All right. You ready, fool? Always be doing something. You look like Aaron Rodgers when you did that.
What's good, man?
All right. Yeah, Colts-Rams. Great game. First loss of the season for the Colts. We continue to talk about the Rams. The Rams look good. The Rams look great. Puka Nacua back to what he was doing 2 years ago, when he started overshadowing Cooper Kupp. He's a dog. He's a beast. He's an absolute monster. High point catches, yards after the catch, uncontested catches, whatever it is. He's a dog. He's a certified, wide receiver one. We saw Daniel Jones get a little bit back to his Giants form with those 2 interceptions. But overall, what more can you do, I guess? Just a good Rams team. And we've seen them, almost pull up an upset last week. So Jonathan Taylor's been great this season. Still had about 76 yards, but you want to see more from the ground game. Obviously, the Colts O-line and their ground game, one of their specialties. Got to help Daniel Jones out there. Adonai Mitchell, a big game, almost 100 yards. So yeah, and we'll talk about the Rams. Matt Stafford, wow. Woo! Prime Matt Stafford here. 3 tutties, over 300 yards. Kyren Williams. I have Kyren Williams on fantasy, and I knew that was going to be a good pick. Week 1, a little sloppy on the Rams' part, but they've kicked it up. And, yeah. Whoa! Tutu Atwell, 1 reception, 88-yard average. Zoink! Holy moly. Louisville legend, Tutu Atwell. So, Louisville. So anyways, great game. Let's move on. What was the next? Was it, let's move on. One thing about the Bears, all I have to say, good showing from Ashton Genty. I really like Ashton Genty. When he started hitting the Michael Myers pose again, that's when we're in safe hands. Let the guy do the Michael Myers. Just let him do it. He's a great running back. The O-line is horrible. I watched the guy break down the O-line for the Raiders.
Oh, it's great.
And
it's great stuff.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, because as a Raiders fan, that guy's a Raiders fan, he's so angry with his O-line. Jackson Powers Johnson, who they drafted literally, a year ago. He sucks too. I don't know. Everybody sucks on the Raiders front line, and this is coming as a Steelers fan. I'm not super proud of our O-line, but wow, holy crap. That is a horrible offensive line. Geno Smith making all West Virginia fans proud, I guess. I don't know. Messy, sloppy team. And then I want to touch briefly on the Packers-Dallas game. I got to watch the end of that from the fourth quarter going to overtime. Really great game, as we talked about it. Kind of a meaningless sack for Micah Parsons. He was upset with his performance. They kind of kept him in check all night. They did. He's obviously still a presence, still a force, but not the game Micah Parsons wanted to have, right? He even came out and said the goal was for number 4 to die every play. A little insane on his part there, but Dak Prescott, man, the Cowboys' offensive group looks amazing. Best in the NFL, actually. Statistically, but also I think the worst defense in the league statistically. So it's going to be one of those years again. So as we've talked about, they're Swiss cheese. They stink. Jordan Love looked good. I don't know. This game was too good to end in a tie, and it ended in a tie. And I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, whoa, what a great game. Here's the Green Bay Packers drive. They could win it, right? You hold the Cowboys to a field goal. Now we'll take the field goal. We're good. And there off goes the TV. I'm going to bed all depressed, right? So that stinks. I think ties should be no more. No more ties. I think that's a dumb rule. At least they changed it to where each team gets a possession. But that might even mean more ties. I don't know. What do you think, Alex?
I thought.
He's just so nonchalant.
Hey, man.
He's just a chill guy.
Hey, man, I thought the Packers were tough. I thought the Cowboys were tough. And, yeah, I like football. And
Mr. Jock over here. Cool.
Jordan, isn't she lovely? Jordan,
You are-
isn't she wonderful?
So it's confirmed that Alex is on whatever Dan Lanning was on after that game. That is exactly what Alex is on right now. Last game, I'll just touch on the Dolphins game because I was watching majority of that game. Because why would I want to watch Jake Browning and the Bengals? I got to see the live play of Tua throwing to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill absolutely shredding everything. Yikes. It's not supposed to bend that way. The whole leg, whatever's going on there. So I honestly, do you think he's still going to have his speed if he recovers? And do you think he will continue to want to play after this? Or is this something that is severely going to derail his career at the age he's at, you know?
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't think we've ever seen a guy that fast get that injured.
It's bad.
It was like I don't know if any of you guys have seen like those barbecue videos where it's like just absolutely cooked perfectly, and it's like a chicken leg or like a rib, and they just shake it and then all the meat falls off. That's what his leg did, all right. And I just don't know if he's gonna have much of a leg left. It looked terrible. So
Yeah.
maybe, probably not. I don't think he'll be as fast. He might come back though. Yeah.
Yeah, the weirdest reaction after, too, almost celebrating it. I don't really know what that was, but, that's Tyreek Hill for you. I'm not even sure he really wanted to play for the Dolphins this year, so maybe he's happy with it. I don't know. But it kind of sucks. He was actually kind of heating up during the game. 6 catches, 60 yards, and that happens, so you never know. I did get rid of him on my fantasy team last week, so, he wasn't doing anything. He was stagnant. A.J. Brown treatment. Cool. So, that's my quick rundown of some of the games I want to talk about on NFL. Alex, thank you for the full rundown. Be sure to stay tuned for everything throughout the week. We'll put up some posts related. Share, comment, and like, and we can also answer any questions you guys have on any of these episodes. So, Alex, why don't you hand us off to our next topic?
All right, we're gonna do a little game called Keep 3, Cut 3. Okay?
Let's do it.
And I think we're going to do some football with it, all right? And our topic today is going to be wide receivers. Brody did not get the announcement here. I wanted this to be a surprise for him.
This is total surprise. I have no idea.
And we're going to do 2 rounds, all right? So
Am I gonna write this down? Think that'd be smart?
I'm writing mine down. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't she lovely?
But try and make them all around like the same caliber.
Does it matter if we have the same ones?
Unless you want it to. I don't really care.
No, I'm cool with it.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm looking good here. Okay.
I'm so stupid, bro. I'm sorry. What the flip did I just do to my camera?
Just dropped.
Good lord. Ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Alright guys, so the rules of Keep 3, Cut 3 are fairly simple. I'm going to have 6 names, Brody's going to have 6 names, and we're going to decide whether we want to keep the 3 of them, and cut 3 of them, and we're going to obviously not know which one's next, and hopefully maybe trick them, maybe we want to just make good lists. I don't know what our prerogatives are, but who knows. So our first list will be wide receivers, our second list will be quarterbacks. Brody, would you like to guess first, or would you like to give me?
I'll go ahead and guess. Give me some names.
All right. So for wide receivers, your first one will be Marvin Harrison.
Okay. I see what it's like. I have no idea what's coming next. Okay. This is cool. Good game. All right. That's tough. I'm gonna go ahead and cut. I know the talent's there. I need more consistency.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. Your second wide receiver will be Lad McConkey.
I like Lad. Ended the last year really strong.
How's he doing this year?
See, Quentin Johnson's obviously the number one on that team. I should have put Marvin Harrison Jr. at start. He's got too much talent, but he's not proving it. I'll put Lad. I'll keep him in. I'll keep him in the. Can I put him at 3? I'll put him at 3. Is that like?
No, there's no rankings. It's just
okay,
keep or cut. It doesn't matter.
Right. I'll keep Lad.
Okay.
He's too shifty. I got to give him some. It hasn't been the season so far, but we'll give him some time.
Your third option is T. Higgins.
Okay, I like T. Higgins. Obviously, not with his quarterback right now, but he's still a heck of a ball player. Yeah, I'll keep T. He's a monster, dude, at the point of the catch, so I'll keep him.
Okay. How about Cooper Kupp?
No, are you kidding me, dude? He is. I thought he might have some revival this year. It is not happening. That team is all Jackson Smith and Jigbas, so no, cut.
All right, Terry McLaurin.
This is tough. So if I were to keep, I'd have Vlad. Is it just Lad and T? So this would be my third. So I have Lad McConkey, T. Higgins. I could keep Terry, Scary Terry, man, but you're going to give me something good. You're going to give me something really good or really bad. I only have one slot left of each.
Yep.
I'm keeping Terry. He's awesome.
Okay.
Terry McLaurin is a beast.
So for your final one, you will be cutting Emeka Egbuka.
I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. He's good. I'm fine with that. No. If I had to change one, I'd put Emeka above Lad McConkey, obviously. But yeah, we'll keep it. Hey, Scary Terry, man. Scary Terry's got to be kept.
By the way, that's 6. That's a great list of players that I gave you. Very comparable players.
Yeah. Wait for my list, man. I got to have you thinking here. Okay, Alex. So, guys, let us know what you think of the 6 starter cut. Who would you start and who would you cut? Now I'm going to give Alex 6 receivers, okay? Let's go Nico Collins.
Cut.
Very fast with that one. Quick draw.
I used to think he was really good. And that's not
Yeah.
that I don't think he's really good. I think CJ Stroud isn't good, so I can't trust Nico. Sorry, bud. Adios.
Okay, Rome Odunze.
He's better than Nico. Keep.
Okay. Zay Flowers.
Hey.
This one's itching at you, I can tell.
Yeah.
This one's getting to you.
He's just inconsistent, but when he's on, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna cut him.
Wow.
That one hurts the soul quite a bit, but
Okay, so you've cut Nico and you've cut Zay.
yeah.
What are you going to do when Quentin Johnston comes your way?
Yeah, I'm cutting Quentin Johnston.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He's had a great year.
That's great for him. It's 4 games.
That's wild. Okay, so you have 2 spots for keep?
Yeah.
Okay, George Pickens.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Are you ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Jordan Addison.
That's kind of bad.
Yeah, that's not very good. He is not obviously coming back from his suspension, but also the quarterback play there sucks. So,
I mean, I would trade Zay for Addison.
did you really cut Zay Flowers?
I really wanted to keep him. He was on my fantasy football team, but he's so inconsistent, bro. It's like 30 and then 2.
It all depends on the Ravens' game plan, man.
I know. It's like if we're going to hand the ball off to Derek 30 times a game, well, Zay Flowers, sit your ass on the bench.
Okay, so, Alex, I'm going to go first this time, giving you some names. We're going to reverse it. I'm going to give you quarterbacks now, okay? You ready, champ?
Uh-huh.
Jared Goff.
Start.
Okay.
Keep. Oh, you feel like you're setting me up, huh?
Matthew Stafford.
Oh, damn it!
You were really fast with the keep, man. That was wild.
Yeah, we'll keep Stafford.
Only one spot remains.
Yeah, that's fine. The issue is, before you go, remember, all these guys have to be semi-comparable, okay?
Before you go, all these guys are semi-comparable.
No,
okay?
I get that. No, but in my head, I think of, like, you can't put Lamar, Joe, Josh, or Pat in this.
None of them are.
Okay, then this should be fine.
Or maybe they are. Okay, you ready for your next name, bud?
Yeah, go for it.
Caleb Williams.
Get him out of here, bro.
He's played extremely well this year.
You know what? You know who he hasn't played like?
Who has he not played like?
Jared Goff and Matt Stafford.
You wanna reverse that statement and look at game 1, week 1, Jared Goff?
Okay, and?
Yikes!
Tenure.
Okay. Alright, bud. Okay. Next one. Jordan Love.
Cut.
Wow. So you have one spot left for keep and one spot left for cut. Oh boy. We have Justin Herbert.
Keep.
You're keeping Justin Herbert? Well, you made the right decision because Jalen Hurts would be your next one.
Oh, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Okay. I don't want anything. I don't want any hate for this or anybody to really second guess this. But the way that this is listed, this list seems so racially motivated.
You kept all the white guys. I see how it is. Playing for your own team there, huh?
Yeah,
that's wild. That's wild. Especially some of these reactions, too. They get him out of here. Yeah, we see how it is, man.
Okay,
All
Jordan
right.
Love. Jordan Love hasn't done like super elite. I think I've always thought Justin Herbert was like super good since he came out of college. Jordan Love hasn't done a lot. Caleb Williams is in his sophomore season. He takes so many sacks a game, and you and I both know how we feel about Jalen Hurts because you feel the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready, man. Give him to me.
The Leprechaun, Kyler Murray.
This is tough. I'm going to have to cut him. Year after year, it's the same thing. It's so inconsistent. Runs like a kid with candy. Spit it out.
Number 2, Jalen Hurts.
Okay. I have to think here because obviously you cut Jalen Hurts. I could easily cut Jalen Hurts. But you also got to think he's winning games.
But is it? Look at this. You're trying to justify why you can keep him. Ultimately,
Yeah, I am.
you can do whatever you can. I don't care.
I'm going to cut him. Any smart person that's watching NFL football right now would do that. If Jalen Hurts was on the Steelers would be maybe winless right now, the way he's been playing. So I don't know.
Can I go out of order?
I guess, yeah. I don't really care. Just give me 6. I don't know your order, so you don't have to say your order.
I just want to give you. I want to show you a little fear.
That's fine. I did that with you, so.
Number 3, C.J. Stroud.
You're a professional goblin, dude. You are a professional. You are a number 1 troller. That picture of Superman. I'll go. I'm gonna keep C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep him. I'm
Sounds
gonna keep
good.
him. I'm gonna keep him. Look. The hope is still there. I'm gonna keep him. Hey, the Texans played a lot
Well, that's
better
good.
this week.
That's good. Keep him. And now your next one is going to be
Number 4, Caleb Williams.
Okay, so I have 2 left to start and 1 left to cut. I'm keeping Caleb Williams. He's played phenomenal. He's got like 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Caleb Williams.
5. Jordan is and she loves.
Jordan Love. So you're gonna give me somebody like cracked here after Jordan Love, but Jordan Love is good.
You know what's
So-
funny? It's the only. To be fair, the only people I switched were C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams.
Okay, I'm comfortable with both of those. Big Bro and Little Bro, as we'll call them. And who is Big Bro now? It's looking like Caleb Williams. See, on one hand, Jordan Love is a good quarterback. On the other hand, I think Jordan Love is an insanely overrated quarterback. It's been that way since his money talks. You're gonna give me somebody. I'm gonna keep Jordan Love because you're gonna give me somebody. You thought I was gonna cut C.J. Stroud. You're gonna fall right into my little plan.
So you're keeping Caleb Williams, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love. All right, and your last cut will be Justin Herbert.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I think I would take Jordan Love over Justin Herbert. But
Really?
would I take C.J. Stroud over Justin Herbert? Probably not. So that would be my one switch.
I wouldn't take
I
Caleb
would.
Williams over Justin Herbert.
I would.
sure
Everybody's
you
so
would.
high. Hey,
I'm sure you
what
would,
year-
slant boy.
You know what year this is for Justin Herbert?
I don't
You're
know,
s-
Berta.
Year 6, man. Nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show
5,000
for
yard
it.
season.
Nothing to show for it. Oh, I'm sorry. Does that count as winning? No.
What has
Congrats,
Caleb
man.
Williams done? Didn't Caleb Williams lose like 11 straight games
You know
last
what?
year?
As a rookie on a terrible Bears roster.
Caleb Williams had the job out of the jump. Had Keenan Allen, Roma Dunson, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. Not a horrible offensive line. Not great. Not great. You know how Justin Herbert got... Wait. You know how Justin Herbert got into the game? Tyrod Taylor got his lung punctured by the team doctor because there was sabotage involved, and he wanted to commit seppuku to Tyrod Taylor, and then Justin Herbert was thrown to the Wolves to go play the Chiefs.
What
And
a
he kept it
wild...
close. He kept it competitive. That's the kind of quarterback Justin Herbert is.
What
okay?
a wild string of events whenever that happened. Reading a sports headline that said Tyrod Taylor sabotaged by team doctors. Yeah, throwback. He did throw 15 interceptions in year 2, but stellar year, 38 touchdowns. But, I mean, you got to look at what he has around him, too. Finally, Quentin Johnston's showing up, and he's got Ladd McConkey now, obviously hoping to get a little bit stronger throughout the year. But he's finally got some weapons, man. I mean, he hasn't had that to his credit. Obviously, Keenan Allen now, but, you know. Yeah, I like Justin Herbert. I'm rooting for him.
You know what I like?
What do you like?
I like listening to the Starting Two podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yes, you do. Yep. Be sure to go check our reels out on TikTok, reels on Instagram. Be on the lookout. It's going to be fun. We love having you guys here. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
If you guys like these games, let us know. If you want some new games, please give us advice. Brody and I are not particularly keen on developing games. So, hit the hotline. Hit the DMs, man.
Hit the
Slide
DMs.
in. Give us your best pickup line.
Hey, Alex. Also, if you guys... ever want to be on the show, let us know. We can work something out. We're gonna have some collaborators coming on in a little bit, helping us out, playing some games, giving us some good talks. We'll start incorporating some other talking heads on the show. And to end this episode, unless Alex has anything else, you have anything else?
I do. I'm gonna can you give me a sign?
Okay, hold on, ready? Hey, give me, walk up to the mount again. Walk up to the mount.
See?
Face mask is on. I'm getting comfy here. Okay, here we go. Wait, I'm right-handed. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give you side to side, swirl, straight ahead.
Oh my God! Did you hear that?
Throw the pitch. That's a balk. Catch. Boom, home run. And he tore his ACL. He did exactly whatever Tyreek Hill did to his leg. That was bad. Sweet. So, to end this podcast, let's give a little insight to what we're doing. Are you watching any TV, Alex? What are you watching on TV, man?
Right now, I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries with my roommate.
Really? Okay.
But I'm looking forward to Landman season 2.
That's so cute. You're watching it with your roommate.
All the shows that I've suggested to you were because I put you on, all right? And you know what you go do? I give you all the shows and I ask you to watch them with me. And what do? Sarah gets all the benefit.
She does. Sarah, I love you so much. Sarah and I have watched, have you ever watched Cobra Kai? You gotta watch Cobra Kai.
No, I don't want to watch Cobra Kai. I'm a grown man.
Sarah and I binged Cobra Kai. You know what I haven't gotten Sarah to watch, though, is Stranger Things. I know. So, Alex, tell Sarah to watch Stranger Things.
Here, hold up. Here, I'll give you no copyright here, okay?
No copyright. Dude, by the way, we got copyrighted. Well, we didn't copyright it, but for Last Son by David Fleming in the last episode, that video can't be monetized because it recognized Last Son from the 15-second clip that's in it. It's crazy, isn't it?
Sarah, I'm gonna hit you with a little edit here, okay? This is for you, and this should be your convincing. This should be the convincing argument to make you watch the show. Mike, Papa, no.
Hey, don't forget Will. Will, do it for Steve. Sarah, do it for Steve. So, anyways, yeah, Landman I've heard is great. I need to actually check a little bit of that out. My dad has been trying to convince me to watch Tulsa King, which I haven't watched recently, but...
Well, you know what's funny is, what's it called? My dad did the same thing. Taylor Sheridan is the writer for both of them.
Same feel.
By the way, guys, I am Indian. I'm not trying to colonize or culturally appropriate. That is actually my race. When I was in the oven, though, my mom did take me out early, so I didn't get the full coating, the full glaze, as you will.
Absolutely wild. Somebody revoke this guy's license.
Can I not say that? Is that wrong?
No, I mean, you are... Okay, so anyways, yeah, so those shows are made by the same guys. I watched Daisy Jones and the Six on Amazon Prime, which is a great band show. If you're into a classic rock type vein, Fleetwood Mac, that kind of thing, drama-filled classic rock. I'm just starting a really cringe teen version called The Runarounds. I would just want to try it. I've been watching it. Maybe it'll get really good. I've been watching that. I'm always watching Seinfeld. Catch me watching Seinfeld. But yeah, I'm excited for Stranger Things coming out soon. So each episode can be like movie length. I'm excited for that, I guess. You are... Dan Lanning, everybody. Just go snort some coke with Dan Lanning.
All right, guys. Here, I'm going to do a Dan Lanning outro, guys, all right?
Wait, interjection. Do you notice how we didn't talk about West Virginia either of these past 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's because they're dog shit.
Something's got to change, boys. We are bad. We are really bad.
Yeah, all right. Dan Lanning, little Dan Lanning interpretation for the Starting To podcast outro, guys. Here we go. You want to be my reporter here?
Yeah, so... how'd you like the podcast? What'd you guys go over today? Did you see anything you really liked? Maybe some changes for next week.
Damn it, I'm so proud of those guys. It's really good stuff, guys. It's gets me going now.
And are you excited to catch this next week's episode? Where can we find that?
I am really excited. I know it looks like I'm having an ulcer, but I'm not. I'm just really excited. You can find it on YouTube and Spotify, and if you want to watch clips, it's on TikTok and YouTube. And I love the Starting To podcast, and I've been Alex Desai, and this has been
Brody Minnick, and I'm not on
Starting
drugs.
To podcast. See ya!
That was pretty good. Did that hurt a little bit?
Yeah, no, it was like convulsing. I felt like it was seizing.